Hey everybody, it's Jeannie here, and today I'm going to be talking about the amazing play written by Athol Fugard, Master Harold and the Boys. In apartheid South Africa, three men await the return of a not-so-welcomed guest. Hallie, a white teenage boy whose family owns the tea shop, nervously waits for his father. Sam and Willie, two black men who work at the shop, wait for their boss to arrive with a slight twinge of fear. The atmosphere is not one of peace and cheerfulness, as you would expect from such an establishment, but one of fear, nausea, and nervousness. In the beginning of the play, Sam and Willie are cleaning up the shop, and Willie starts to practice his ballroom dancing for a big competition, and Sam is giving him advice. Hallie has just gotten back from school and comes in cheerfully as he greets his friends. Obviously, we can see that although both men have been working for Hallie's family forever, Sam and Hallie have a very different and deeper relationship than Willie has with the boy. Sam is made to seem more like a father figure than a servant, while Willie is more ignorant and more childish. Anyway, they get a call from Hallie's mother saying that his father will be coming home from the hospital, and no matter how much Hallie pleads and debates, nothing is stopping him. Hallie never really had a great relationship with his father, and the idea of his return puts a damper on the mood in the little tea shop. In order to lighten that mood, Sam brings up the Jubilee boarding house that Hallie's family used to run. Now, the house was full of horrible memories of prostitutes, drunken sailors, and his father, but Hallie did have some good times there with his two friends. Sam reminds him of the time they went to go fly a kite that he had built for Hallie, bringing back a flood of emotion and affection. The three move on to Hallie's homework, where he is struggling to come up with a writing assignment and can't come up with something creative. Willie keeps going on about his ballroom dancing competition, which suddenly sparks an interest in Hallie, and he decides to write about the contest. After a while, the topic of Hallie's father comes back up and darkens the mood again, making the boy quite irritable. Things start to get kind of violent, and this is where we really see the difference between what white and black people find acceptable. Hallie hits Willie, spits in Sam's face, and treats them like uneducated, unworthy animals, when a minute before they were all chums laughing around. Even though Hallie knows his father isn't a great man to look up to, he still defends him at Sam's expense, virtually ripping apart their bond, destroying their father-son relationship and their friendship. From that moment on, it's no longer Hallie and Sam. It's Master Harold, full stop, then Sam. So now the idea of ballroom dancing comes into the play various times, and reading this, I was slightly confused as to why Fugard decided to emphasize ballroom dancing specifically. Now, as any ballroom dancing enthusiast could probably tell you, in order to do it right, you need skill, determination, focus, and complete and utter emotionlessness. I was confused as to why Fugard would choose something so boring, but then it hit me. Ballroom dancing is so completely stuffed to the brim with hidden meanings and metaphors. One could see it as a metaphor for freedom. You choose what you do, but there are tons of sets of rules on how you do as you please. So are you really free? Or you could see it as a metaphor for creativity. Now, many are seen as quote-unquote creative, but there are boundaries and limitations on how one expresses themselves. So is anyone really creative? Now, Sam is very good at ballroom dancing while Willie is still learning the ropes. This makes it seem as though Sam is super submissive and understands that it is simply much easier to oblige to the rules that have been laid before him, instead of fighting the discrimination. Maybe his past has brought his actions together. Yet he still dreams of a better reality. We can see this when we talk about Joe Louis and Max Schmeling and how they were from two completely different worlds, yet in the ring they were equals. Now, Sam obviously looks up to Joe Louis for being a black fighter and being able to go around the world and fight other men, no worries about their race, right? So I feel as though it also shows how Sam, although he seems very submissive on the outside, is actually very deep down dreaming for a better reality. Now, I chose this one quote that I found quite interesting, and it's where Hallie is talking to Sam and Willie, and he says, "The truth? I seem to be the only one around here who's prepared to face it. We've had the pretty dream. It's time now to wake up and have a good long look at the way things really are. Now, I find this extremely interesting because when Sam is describing prison for a black man versus prison for a white man, and the punishments and the consequences black men have to go through, um, that's the way things really are, yet Hallie is ignoring it and is being unresponsive and is totally ignoring the fact that there's an imbalance in the justice system and it's almost kind of rigged for the white people. But as a white man, he's not supposed to feel any like guilt. He's not supposed to feel anything whether or not his friends go to jail, like Sam and Willie, or if they were any black man or woman on the street. It's a complete injustice, yet, and Hallie knows it, he just doesn't want to admit it. Okay, now I need to rant a little bit about how once Hallie gets all rude and disrespectful, and how he obviously does not understand what is acceptable behavior versus what is. So first off, he hits Willie, a full-grown man, with a ruler, as though he was some naughty schoolboy. I'm sorry, no. If I did that to someone, I'd be grounded and banned from Walmart for misuse of their school sale items, okay? I don't think you understand the magnitude of the wrongness in this scene. As an actor, I would feel so uncomfortable playing that out. You just don't do things like that. And you don't go about spitting in people's faces, let alone an adult who has looked out for you since you were a child. I mean, who does that kind of thing? Oh yeah, Hallie does. Because he's this young, rich white kid, he can do whatever he wants. No, okay? Not okay. Not okay in the slightest. Alright, I really enjoyed reading this, and I really plan on going to see it in theater. I definitely give it 5 stars out of 5. I really recommend that you read this to understand it and then maybe go see it. And I really hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. You're all beautiful people. Bye!